I call it hangxiety. Yes, I don't drink much anymore because it's gotten worse as I get older.
If I ever want to party, now I know I just have to take care of myself after. I feel depressed before, during, and after drinking. Does that count?
It does count. That's usually my state of mind when I drink lol. This time I was on a good stretch, and now I'm depressed again. Skeptical smiley face.
I get a weird guilty and anxious feeling the day after. Even if I drank and it was a good time, I always feel like I did something wrong or bad and don't remember it.
I feel the same way. Used to drink often from 18 to 25 and never felt this way. Over the last few years when I do drink I never enjoy it. Very much so. It is debilitating. I used to be really big drinker but I rarely touch it now. The cost is way bigger than the benefit.
When I feel like that, this is what I do. Chug a bottle of water, and grab another to sip on. Take a long shower, just thinking about the things in life that I am grateful for, happy about. And then treat myself to your favorite meal or snack while watching a comedy show, movie, YouTube video. The idea is to get your brain thinking happy, positive things.
Alcohol is a depressant.
I know that it is, but I've never felt like this days after. I don't drink very often.
If I did, I wouldn't drink. I often feel like I'm wired backwards. Stimulants make me tired, and depressants make me wired. It's why I don't like to get too drunk because I could dance, chat, play cards, paint, sculpt all night.
Same. Sedatives make me wired. My daughter too. She had surgery when she was 14 and they gave her a sedative prior to surgery because she was so anxious. She got more anxious. She was given more. She got more anxious. The anesthesiologist pulled me aside and told me that she has a paradoxical reaction to sedatives and to warn future anesthesiologists prior to future surgery. She had surgery again when she was 19. I told the doctor about her reaction. He blew me off. Same thing happened. Ah, doctor.
Borrowing happiness from the next day. I've got this rainbow and sunshine sector of my mind that I focus on after binge drinking. Just replaying memories of what caused me to get to this state. Lol. However, my dude has it bad. I typically leave him alone for a day to recuperate. The older I get, the more I hear my friends telling me that they've stopped drinking for this exact reason. Some people get it bad.
It's funny that I have never heard of this.
This happens to me too. My parents were both bad alcoholics, so I really never had an interest in drinking. I do drink occasionally and I usually get pretty wasted when I do. I know that's bad, but I'm also like, if I'm going to drink I might but as well get drunk. Then when I'm drunk AF I have all these feelings like, man, I feel amazing, I should do this more often, I'm having so much fun. Then the next day I'm feeling physically and emotionally like shit. I feel guilty for enjoying being drunk, I guess. I don't know, but it makes me very sad. Lol.
I agree, if you drink, you may as well get drunk. At least you have some control over it to where the effects aren't too bad.
It's a common thing. I stopped drinking for a year because I would get such bad anxiety for days after I would throw up. It became a really frequent thing, and at one point I threw up while driving on the highway. Now it's years later and I made some personal changes which seem to be the root cause of the anxiety. The drinking would just amplify the feelings. I can drink now and not get anxious or sad the next day.
I call it hangxiety. Yes, I don't drink much anymore because it's gotten worse as I get older.
Yes, and I believe it stopped me from being an alcoholic.
Yes, I feel depressed for 2 days. The day after is hardest but can feel it tapering off 2 or 3 days since a night of drinking. I did not used to get like this but noticed a few years ago. Ah yes, the fear.
Yes, happens to me every time I drink a lot. One of the main reasons why I slowed down on drinking, that feeling is the worst. What works for me to not feel as shitty: a quick bowl of weed, some greasy ass food and warm shower, and I try not to make plans to go out that day and just rest.
Yes, but it took me until my 30s to realize it. After having had postpartum depression and recovering from it, if I drink alcohol now I can feel the depressive mood for about a week after. I don't drink anymore because it's not worth it.
Yes, someone told me it's because our brains are dumping the happy neurotransmitters when we drink and it depletes our supply for the next few days. Not sure what the scientific evidence is, but I can't drink more than 2 days in a row without getting depressed for a week. Depression after drinking can also be a side effect of SSRIs.
Absolutely. Always refer to it as borrowing happiness from tomorrow.
OMG, I thought I was the only one.
It's a reaction alcohol is known to cause. Your dopamine spikes and then the next day you feel worse because there's a deficit from the night before.
This means you are old. Welcome, friend.
Goddamn it. Now I have an excuse for making sounds with every movement lol.
Alcohol affects so many aspects of the brain and body, but one thing it does that people don't know about is that it disrupts your brain waves. It throws them off balance. When brain waves are off balance, it leads to depression and anxiety. Alcohol also depletes dopamine and serotonin. That's why when you're hungover you're often horny, craving sweets and other junk food. Your brain is trying to replenish dopamine and serotonin.
It's called a hangover.
No, it's not. I'm well acquainted with hangovers since my teens, but in my late 30s, they started to hit different. Feelings of guilt and shame, even though I don't do stupid things when I'm drunk, couple of noteworthy exceptions aside. Cut way back on my drinking as a result, but if there's a night out with friends and I have more than 4 beers, I'm going to feel sad AF the next day, with or without the physical symptoms of a hangover.
Yeah, very often.
I feel this every time I get together with friends and drink. If I'm drinking alone, I'm fine. I just always feel like I make a fool of myself whenever I'm drinking with friends, even when I don't drink too much. I just associate it to my crippling social anxiety.
Yup, and anxiety. Don't want to leave the house.
Usually the next day and not a couple of days.
Someone said that it just borrows happiness from the next day. It's day 3 for me. Apparently I am just miserable lol.
One day for the physical hangover, then the next day for the severe mood drop and existential crisis.
Yes. I thought I was the only one.
Do you take antidepressants? Drinking basically negates the effects, so it's basically like not taking them when you drink. Could be that. I don't. They don't sit well with me.
I quit for this exact reason.
Why the Lord gave us cocaine rolling on the floor laughing.